Recently, a little race between two printers took place. A race to get here to this studio. Who could do it first? The Nova 3D Whale 14K something or other, or the Uniformation GK2? Well, actually, this one. The answer is this one. This one got here first, so we're going to do this one today. This is a highly unprepared, impromptu video. Let's just print some stuff, have some fun with this, and see how it goes. So I need to find my pointy thing, which I think is right here. That's interesting. Right away we have, these are like replacement stickers that go around the LCD for when you replace the LCD. I wonder if they gave me a spare LCD. First use guide. Actually, that's kind of cool that they made that the first thing that you see when you open this. Oh, okay. That is a vat. Okay. This is something interesting that Nova have done. I guess this is something we're starting to see more now, self-filling vats. I don't know how I feel about it because it just adds more things to clean and more opportunity for spills. I guess we'll try it. Power cord US, that's not very helpful. There it is, Nova 3D. This printer is bigger than I thought it would be. Oh, it's got nice rubber feet. This is a metal enclosure. That's cool. Around the side, couple of USB. That's interesting. Network, Ethernet, power switch. Around the back, power. It looks like on the bottom, you can see our likely an intake fan to cool the UV light source. So here we have another entry into the world of 14K. That's interesting.
Hey, real quick, I just want to jump in here and say thank you so much for sponsoring this video. That's right, this video has actually no official sponsor. It's technically sponsored by you guys, everyone who's signed up on Patreon or Buy Me a Coffee or even just become a member here on YouTube by clicking that join button down below this video. I just wanted to say thanks, it means so much. This is now my full-time job, so without you guys, I literally couldn't do this. If you haven't yet joined, you get a bunch of great STL files if you join. I won't take up too much time here, but I will talk about those at the very end of the video because I want to highlight the artists who have generously donated those files. But yeah, in addition to those, you're also going to get access to our excellent Discord server. Oh, and a ton of behind the scenes videos. Okay, I won't take up any more time talking about the membership options now. I'll save that for later. But yeah, just wanted to jump in here and say thanks. All right, let's get back to the Nova 3D.
I don't think I've said before, I don't think we need higher and higher resolution at this point. I think we need some other things, but you know, this is cool. It's gonna probably put out some really nice looking prints. Wait a minute. Is this a swingy door or is this just like every other door? But they've kind of shaped it like a swingy door. What is going on here? Oh, okay. Yeah, I think this is a swingy door. There's hinges at the back here. Or rather, there's provisions for hinges. I hope the hinges are included. If that's the case, this will be the first time, I think, that I've had a Resin 3D printer that requires some assembly. So that's interesting. Here we have our box of bits and pieces. This is going to be... What's this going to be? This one opens from the side. Oh, okay. You got your oily... cutter, cigar cutter, whatever that is. I've never seen that before. That's interesting. That's pretty stock standard. Okay, yeah, this is cool. This is a replacement bottle cap, and that's going to fit, I believe, most of your resin bottles because there seems to be, I think most of the resins are coming out of one factory, so they all use the same bottle. So that's cool. We will test that out, I suppose. Bunch of hardware. A couple of handles here, it looks like. Filters, nice big ones. Appreciate that. Can never have too many of those. Power supply. This one is a 24 volt, 5 amp. Seems to be pretty common. A lot of these printers run on 24 volts. Here we go. Check this out. So that right there, that's going to be hinges, which appear to be a couple of different components. So that's cool. So Nova did send me a couple of their resins to try out. This one's a washable mecha resin, presumably water washable, who knows. And then this one, a TGM resin. I believe this is going to be like a tough, semi-flexible resin. So I think, I might be wrong, but that could be good for miniatures. So yeah, they've sent both of these resins along with the printer, along with a bunch of settings that I should plug in. However, I don't want to use their resins and their settings because one of the things I like to test with any 3D printer is how easy or difficult do they make it to get up and running with whatever resin we like. Some printers like the Gears printers make that impossible. You have to just use their resin. So that's not fun. And then most printers, it seems like the manufacturers give this part of the process no thought at all because there's only one company I'm aware of, which is Anycubic, that has a tool built into the majority of their resin printers that lets you really easily dial in any resin. And I love Anycubic dearly for it, and I will praise them all day, every day, in every goddamn resin printer video for this one feature. And so we'll see if Nova 3D have something similar. I doubt it, but if they do, great. If not, well, it's going to be a bit of work for me to dial in this resin. But this is one I've seen a few of you ask me about now. This is Sunlu Tough. One thing that I really like about Sunlu resins, just off the bat, is they're packaged super well. They come in a cardboard box, bubble wrapped and sealed with a secondary plastic layer in case the bottle leaks. And then you also get filters, which is just really nice because, yeah, like I said before, you can never have enough of these. So these resins, no thanks, not today. We'll use them another time for another project. Today we are going Sunlu Toughness, which I like the graphic there. It's literally them bending like a bar. That's cool. Sunlu Toughness, Nova 3D, 14K, whatever this is called. And let's keep digging into this and see what we got. Oh, okay. I think we have some extraction here. Or is that a heater? That looks like a heater to me. Do you see that? Those coils in there? I think that's a heater. That's exciting. I'm more excited about that than any potential auto-filling. The fact that this is all metal too is nice. Looks like we got, a super chunky ball screw here. That's, what is that? That's a piece of plastic. I thought that was a dollop of lube, but no, it's a piece of plastic. But yeah, we have this nice, I believe this is a ball screw, and we have these big chunky linear rails. So that inspires a good bit of confidence. Our column, what do we call this? The tower is nice and chunk, so that should be pretty rigid. But yeah, I'm excited about that. I did not know that this had a heater. I'm pretty sure that's what that is, because that's got, power running into it down here, and so that's really exciting. Super keen to see how that all works. And I believe that's going to be integrated with the machine. So we will see a readout for it here, I imagine, in the display, as well as likely have some settings that we can tweak related to it. So that's cool. It's kind of a heavy printer. I don't like that, but it is all metal. So whatever. So I'm just looking at this here, and I'm wondering is, obviously this needs to be removed. This is a big sticker that's blocking the LCD. But then there's also this layer, which might be a screen protector, but I don't think so, because, there's no way I'm going to peel this up and leave that. So yeah, no. That can all just come away like that. And that's a good looking screen right there. Same thing with our vat. And interestingly here we have a traditional FEP, none of that ACF release film or NFEP or whatever, as far as I know, unless, is NFEP clear? See, I don't even know. But one of the things resin printers have been pushing for lately, as well as high resolution, is high print speeds. And these are print speeds I don't think we need for our miniatures printing at all, because really the only way to get faster print speeds in resin is to increase your layer height. And at that point, we're just sacrificing quality. And also, I've never had an issue with how long a print takes. Even with RGB screens before mono screens, when those prints took a lot longer, still, it was no issue. It's just you start a print and you just go to bed, or you just go do something else with your day and forget about it. So long print times, I personally don't think are a big deal. So I don't care for printers that are printing faster and faster and sacrificing things like the mechanical properties of the resin. Fast resins, in my experience, are super brittle and absolutely useless for miniatures. And then, again, the thicker layer height for miniatures, we're not doing that. We're going the other way. We're doing thinner and thinner layers. So yeah, I believe, maybe it's just me. I don't think we wargamers who are 3D printing our miniatures give a shit about fast print times. So I'm totally happy to see a traditional FEP here. I see the first bit of assembly that we have to do here, and that is our vat. So that's going to be this bag, and that's what these are for. So these are our... Ooh, they feel nice. They feel much more premium than the ones that come on Elegoo and Anycubic machines. That's cool. And they're even branded Nova 3D. That's a nice touch. Okay, so these go down the center. So that's one of those in. And then the other thing with this vat is to just install these. So it looks like to do that, maybe I should have done this first. Or actually, no, you can just do it over the edge of a bench or something like this. That should be fine. So this goes here, and then the bolts go through like that. Pretty easy. And then do this side. And then, where are my Allen keys? Should have a bag of Allen keys. This is interesting. There's like additional screws, or there's additional bolts, a threaded, what do you call this? Like a grub screw? A couple of those actually. I wonder if we need to install those somewhere, or if these are just spares. Just finish tightening these up. Got to say, it's very interesting having to do some setup like this for a Resin 3D printer. I typically only expect this for FDM machines. But there we go. That is our vat. By the way, if it wasn't obvious, yeah, this is a metal vat. Got a max fill line in the back here, so always appreciate that. And yeah, there we go. Let's get that in. These screws that we added on the bottom here, these act as little stoppers in these holes on this top plate. So that's super cool. Very nice. And then, yeah, these should just screw down. And there we go. That's now rigid and ready for printing. The next thing is our swingy door. Oh God. All right. So we're going to install the hinges on the back here. And then that's going to allow this to sort of articulate like that, which is super cool, but I'm going to have to look at the instructions because we've got not the most immediately obvious system for how this works. So this is the only documentation, by the way, that I saw in the entire box. So it's definitely a little on the scant side, actually. Oh, here we go. So here's the instructions for the hinge mechanism. Not the best instructions, not very clear at all how this is supposed to work. I kind of don't like at all that I'm having to do this myself. Why couldn't this have been done from factory? This sucks. This is not a great user experience, Nova 3D. See, which way does that go? Does it matter? Probably not. Okay, yeah, I think I get it. I think the way to do this is to get this out of the way first. So I think the way to do this is to take these parts and then, hang on. Oh, that's confusing because I gotta look at it the same way the picture is to make sure I'm doing this right. So I think, yeah, that way. Because there's this little lip, right? So I'm just wondering, does that face out or does that face in? I believe it faces in. So, like, what the fuck, Nova? Just do this for me. I don't think I'm being unreasonable in asking for you to do this for me. Okay, so then that goes like that, and then we use what size bolts? Another thing, something that other manufacturers do really well, Elegoo, for example, they label all of their hardware. So they will put all of these screws, for example, in one bag and label them, you know, M5 by 8 or whatever. Same thing again for these. The separate baggie, separate label, so you know what everything is. Here, that is not the case. But the instructions say, take out the 4 M6 by 8mm screws. Huh? Which ones? I've got these. Oh, there's also these. Is that them? They look like they're too big to be M4. Like, I don't fucking know. I think it's these. Yeah, I think it's these. Sorry, Nova. But this is kind of the, I feel like the main thrust of my channel is to complain about things to do with resin printing that aren't yet streamlined yet from an end user consumer perspective. And this is definitely not a streamlined end user experience at all. Why is that not working? I don't even think that reaches. This sucks. That's just spinning in there. Why? Is that not long enough? Are there different lengths of the? Yeah, there are, aren't there? See, that's fucking annoying because that's not obvious. That was not obvious straight away. There's different size screws here that look very similar. So we need the slightly longer ones. Please label this shit better, or better yet, just put it together at the factory. Thank you from everyone. All right, I think that's right. I think, I don't know. Let's have a quick check here. So yeah, I think that loops like that, and then that screws in there. Ah, yeah. Okay, and then as that comes up, that little thing is like it's like a stop almost to stop it from articulating 360 degrees backwards. I think. Okay, so just making a mental note of my pros and cons so far. Pros, build quality, hell yeah. Everything's robust and chunky and metal and solid feeling. Cons, have to do this shit. So frustrating. If I bought this, this doesn't even fit these bolts. Like the ball end fits just, but not the flat end. And then the next size down is too small. Yeah, so let me try mine. Yeah, that fits. Okay. There we go. Good. This goes here. So now for these four, it's going to be the shorter ones, I believe. Doesn't want to go in. One to go. Oh, fucking. The frustration is real. I hate when companies do this. Just make shit easy for me, please. Got to loosen these ones off so I can line up the bottom ones. Classic mistake whenever doing anything like this. But you're buying a 3D printer. Therefore, you're the kind of person who knows how to do these things, right? Wrong! Don't assume shit about us. Manufacturers. Assume that we're so dumb. Assume that we will make every possible mistake and account for it. And you will have a great product. Like what Apple does. And look at that. Because of all this fucking around, I've scratched up my nice brand new lid. That sucks. So there we go. And you got to be careful with this because it looks like it can easily, it can easily slam shut. Other printers, there are definitely better implementations of the swingy door. The Creality Hallet Mage Pro jumps to mind because the Creality has these really nice friction hinges on the sides. So when you open that door, it just stays put at whatever spot you put it. This one, I think it's the Creality that I'm talking about that has that. I'll have to double check. But yeah, this does not inspire confidence. As chunky as the hardware is, yeah, not the best okay, I appreciate it. I love swingy doors over the other type, but this one does not inspire confidence at all. Anyway, let's carry on. The next thing we have to do is there's another component in here, and that is our build plate. Wow, look at that. That is a nice machined piece of aluminium, I believe. I need to wash my hands. That feels like resin. God damn it. I appreciate that they've likely tested this machine, but I don't appreciate that I just exposed myself to resin residue. That sucks. At least I'm pretty sure that's what that was. I've just washed my hands in any case, just to be safe. You know what? It actually smells like tennis balls, like rubber. Weird. Yeah, I don't know if that's been printed with yet or not. It felt like it had been. Yeah. In any case, ooh, interesting. Okay. All right. I'm just looking at the leveling mechanism here. It appears to be. What does it appear to be? Actually, oh, it's new to me. Is it one of these self-leveling machines? And then maybe this is like fine-tuning if you need it? I'm going to have to look into that. But in any case, that clearly slides. Oh my god, that is not long enough. But yeah, that slides there. And then that tightens down. I don't like that at all. That should be a big chunky fucker with a longer screw on it. Sorry about the swearing, by the way. Really fucking sorry about that. I realize some of you don't like that. I'm trying to just relax about the whole production process a little bit, and that involves allowing a little bit more of my Australian nature to slip through into the videos. So I hope you'll forgive me that. But yeah, the issue I see with this is you might go to loosen this off and then boop, drop that in a vat of resin. That's not going to be a fun time. So yeah, that should have a much longer screw so it doesn't accidentally come out of there. But yeah, that's that. Cool. Let's check our instructions again. All right, I appreciate this. The first thing they're telling us to do when we power it on is verify that the screen works. And that is, if you've seen my comprehensive guide to resin 3D printing, you know I recommend you do the same. They're recommending you go straight to resin pouring though. I don't see anything about leveling, which is very interesting. You know what? This, I don't know if you can see this, but it's clearly, there's a bit of a gap on this side and it's fully closed on this side. I wonder, is this factory leveled? And that's sort of what they've arrived at, to be level? Or do I need to do something? Or does it figure it out itself? You know, this is important stuff. They have their own slicer too. That's interesting. We'll have to try that. Yeah, very strange. Nova 3D. What do I do? How do we proceed? Aha, Nova 3D printers come with pre-leveled status. You can start printing directly. Any leveling issues, please refer to the Nova 3D Whale 3 Ultra 14K leveling video on the Nova 3D official website. Cool. All right, I'll take their word for it. We'll assume this is fully leveled. My very first print is going to be my my adhesion rafts, and we're going to verify that this we're going to verify that this is level. So that'll be interesting to see. I'm sure it is. I'm sure they've done a good job with that. I appreciate them trying to make this easier for us. It would have been a good idea for them to include an instruction here for the end user to verify that their build plate is indeed level, rather than just dive in and start printing. But I think, well, to be safe, let's do this. Let's take this out for now. Let's roll my desk over here. Let's take power. This is from another printer, but it's also 24 volts, 5 amps, and has an Aussie plug. So that'll work for me. If you're ever unsure about that kind of thing, all you got to do... If you're ever unsure about that thing, all you got to do is just make sure that the voltages are matching up. If the voltages don't match, then you're going to have a bad time. Amperage, doesn't matter. In terms of amperage, the machine is going to draw what the machine is going to draw. And so if your power supply can't give enough amperage, the machine is just not going to turn on. Same as if there's not enough voltage, but if there's too much voltage, you can cook your electronics, which is not going to be a fun time. And obviously I'm by no means an electrical engineer or anything, so if I just said something that's incorrect, someone who knows better, please chime in. I'll pin your comment. All right. How do I turn you on? Mr. Nova 3D. Right there. Are you ready? I think we're on. Oh, yep, here we go. Okay, English. Now what? Do I hold it? No? I just go back, maybe? Yeah, okay, interesting. So task, file, printing control, and settings. What's task? Oh God, what? What is all this crap? Okay, so the task menu is nothing. File menu. These are presumably some pre-sliced files that are on the printer. Yeah, because this printer has local storage. That's cool. Then you've got your USB here, which we don't have connected. Actually, I didn't see a USB come with this printer. That's a first. What else we got? Printing control. So here we can change our print settings on the fly, I'm guessing. No. So here is where we can control, well, our Z height stuff. So we should be able to move so we can control the carriage up and down. That's cool. Always enjoy a printer that includes that. Looking at you, Creality. We've also got our leveling settings. So it looks like here, this is interesting the way they've done this. So you can like adjust it slightly, home it, clear the Z, clear the home, save it. Okay, we won't fuck with that yet because I'm assuming it's come from the factory level. Temperature, this is what's super interesting. So this, yeah, that tells me that's a heater. Okay. Oh, we got an ambient readout here of 20 degrees C. Where's that measurement being? That measurement's probably being taken here. I'm guessing there's that metal tube thing is a thermometer. I'm guessing. If I touch that, yeah, I can see that climbing now. So that's our thermometer there. It's nearly at 30 degrees just from my fingers. So yeah, that's that. And here it looks like we can turn this heater on. And there we go, that's now come on. So this is very similar to the Anycubic system. And oh God, this build plate's gonna kill me. For some reason the build plate's coming down as well. Not sure why. Hi Mary, what are you doing? You gonna chew on that box while we're not looking? So this thing is blowing out nice hot air. That's super cool. Let's see how much we can increase that by. So we can increase that up to a maximum of 30 degrees, it looks like. That should be fine. That is 10 degrees less than what Anycubic are doing on their new M5S Pro. But for resin 3D printing, 25 degrees or higher is the sweet spot. So I think that should be all right. And yeah, this guy here, that is putting out a nice stream of hot air. And it's angled down and everything. So I think that'll work quite well. Really stoked to see that. Less stoked to see this. But let's have a play with this. Let's see what this is like. So let's take this, our Sunlu toughness resin, and see if this is compatible with the WotC that they've given us here. I assume it will be, hopefully. Oh, I just found a USB. That's a very small USB, but okay, we'll take a look at that. That might even be a Wi-Fi dongle. That might be why there's 2 USB ports on this machine. Ah, okay, all right. I can get around that. So yeah, this thing has a loose grommet in it. That's not inspiring at all. It's a nice bit of machined metal though, which is cool. I can test that here, I guess, actually, without opening anything. So, and I think actually it's not going to be compatible. Yeah, it's not compatible with this bottle. It is going to be compatible with this style of bottle, your Elegoo's, your Anycubics, I believe. Let's just quickly test that. No, it's not. Okay. Looks like I was completely wrong about this. Yeah, okay, not compatible at all. My mistake. So, this system, yeah, I think this system is only going to be compatible with Nova bottles. Yeah. How annoying is that? Prusa. Oh, Prusa don't use little seals like this. I've never opened this before. This is the first time opening this resin. So that's surprising to see. Oh, but it's compatible. Okay, cool. So there's a certain type, I guess. If your bottle of resin has this particular squat style of lid, it's gonna be compatible. However, if you've got this style or you've got the Anycubic Elegoo style, it's not compatible. Okay, let's address this right now, I'm of the opinion there's no decent way to make an auto-filling system for a resin 3D printer. Whatever you do, it's adding, I think, unnecessary complexity and extra potential for spills and just drips and mess that has to be cleaned up. Like this vat, because of this system, is now extra annoying to clean up every time we want to change resin. The Creality system uses that pump, which a couple of you were unhappy that I didn't even test for the Creality video, but the reason I didn't test it is because can you imagine how annoying that would be when you want to change resin, having to clean out that entire pump? And every time you go to take that build plate in and out, that little you got to contend with that little latch and just that whole system. It was poorly integrated. This system is much more simpler, which is nice, but it's still a feature I don't think we need. Sure, you're probably going to have at least 1 or 2 failed prints from there not being enough resin in your vat. Happens to all of us. It's annoying when it happens, but it's the kind of thing that if you start a really big print that you know is going to use a shit ton of resin, you just know that at some point during the day, you need to go back to your printer and top it up. But printers are starting to come now with sensors integrated into the vat or under the build plate or wherever that are able to actually tell if there's enough resin left in the vat or not. Like the new Anycubic Mono M5S Pro can do this. And I didn't realize at the time when I made the video about that, but that's actually a brilliant feature because it basically will pause the printer for you once the printer detects that there's not enough resin in there. This could also take the form of little probes that go into the printer, something like that. Hey Gears have this on their printer and it's awesome, but where Hey Gears fall down is they integrate it with an autofill system. And on the Hey Gears system, there's like a little motorized gate that gets controlled up and down depending on what the sensor reports about the level of resin in the machine. It would be so much better if it just detected that, hey, this vat is about to run out of resin and just pause the print and wait for the user to add more resin manually. So that's, yeah, I think I'm just not even going to bother with this because I don't want to deal with, just the extra steps. I know, like, yes, this little valve is going to stop resin flowing out of the bottle when I invert it. But the moment I want to take that bottle out of this system, this is all going to be wet with resin. It's going to be dripping in here. It's going to be dripping everywhere. So it's going to be a thing. You have to come in here and lift it up and do this. But then there's still going to be drips and shit to clean around here. It's just like, why bother? It's so much easier just during a print to just, oh, I need to add some resin, open it up, pour some resin in. Okay, done. And then just go about your day. So yeah, I'm not going to bother with this. It's, whatever. Useless feature. I don't think we need it. This, however, heater, brilliant. Love that. Love that we have a heater. And I'm glad that manufacturers are starting to think about this and take it seriously. It's never really been something I have to worry about here in Australia. I am climate privileged, I guess you could say. It's always bloody hot here, even in winter. So I've never really needed a heating solution for my 3D printers. But I hear from you guys all the time in the colder climates. I see how much you're all suffering without heating solutions for your resin printers. So really stoked to see this here. That's just fantastic. But let's carry on now and let's get some resin into this machine and let's print our adhesion rafts and see if this thing really is from factory completely level. But before we do that, we just need to really quickly check here. Is there a way to mask the LCD from the settings? So in this menu, this is cool. Yeah, we have LCD check and we have a VAT clean function. So that's nice. We've also got system info, which is like version and stuff, and then internet settings so we can connect our Wi-Fi, presumably with this connected. But yeah, let's do the LCD check. This touchscreen is really not great. Oh, we have to press back. Okay. Settings, LCD. What? Yeah, no, it's just not the best touchscreen. And then play. Oh yeah, so we can see our LCD is masking correctly and the UV light is coming on. Oh, this one actually goes through multiple steps. The first was a mask and now this is just pure UV and that's working brilliantly, it looks like. So cool, happy to see that. Let's dive in to internet settings. Yeah, let's try connecting this and see what happens. I'm guessing it doesn't matter. Let's just put it in the back one there. And then here, aha, Merry and Pippin's Magic Castle. We got a keyboard here. This keyboard's not great. How do I get symbols? Current IP address unconnected. Okay, who knows? I think I'm yet to see a good Wi-Fi integration on a resin printer. It's not easy to do, I guess, or I don't know, programming hard or whatever. Right, Sunlu. Let's get back on track here. Let's do Sunlu. Feels like a thick resin. This is a very light grey. It almost matches the grey of the vat and top deck, interestingly. All right, let's get this closed up.
Right, let's install Nova's slicer and check that out. Yeah, so there you go. That is a water washable resin. Right, Nova Maker. This is cool. I like this. They don't just direct you to their slicer, they're also pointing out that, hey, you can also use these other ones. Voxel Tango is one that I'm yet to take a look at, but the guys from Voxel Dance keep emailing me, so I should do that soon, hey? Maybe make a video about it. Uh-oh. Windows does not want me to run this one. Ooh, let's do it. Let's grant permission. Have at it, Nova. Please don't abuse my PC. Bonjour? That's an Apple thing, isn't it? I've not seen that in a long time. What? Yeah, it's an Apple thing. They're using Bonjour for wireless network printing? How interesting. God, yeah, I haven't seen that in years. All right, run Nova Maker. Let's have a look. Cool. There's only one printer to choose from. Yeah, I've done like no research on this company. Hey, like they reached out to me. They said free 3D printer. I said, hey, sounds fun. Here we are. So they only have one printer. I get. What are they? What's going on here? Dental printer. Oh, they got the master. Let's have a look at that. Oh. Looks like what we imagined futuristic technology would look like 20 years ago. Whale 3 SE. This is very similar to the Whale 3 14K. Yeah. Ooh, goddamn, $941. This printer better be fucking good. This is super interesting. Support tools. Cool. Transport tools. Settings. Whale 3 Ultra, Resin, Nova Stan, Nova Wax, Nova Dental. What I'm going to have to do is make a new profile if it'll let me. Hopefully it lets me. If not, I might have to go into Chisubox or Lychee. I should be able to because we got print settings here. Layer height 0.06. That's interesting. Printer management. Let's have a look here. Choose your machine. Add new printer. Wi-Fi. Please enter the printer's wireless IP. Oh, here we go. And I can see the local files. That's cool. I've got printing control. I can actually remotely control it. Haha, nice. That's super cool. Love that. That's not bad at all. Really cool. I greatly appreciate that this Wi-Fi control doesn't have to go through a remote server. This is just all being done on my local network, and that is super, super cool. All right, let's figure out how to add our own profile. So what we need to do, I believe, is settings, machine, Whale 3 Ultra, yep, resin. How do I add a new resin? That's what I want to figure out. Save as. Right, so if we, let's set this to 0.05. Oh, do they have a, hang on, global settings? Yeah, so unfortunately there is no exposure range function, which is super annoying. That means we're going to basically just have to experiment and do our calibration print multiple times until we arrive at the correct exposure value. That's so annoying. Oh, I hate doing this so much. Nova 3D, come on, do it. Write the software. I'll give you praise all day, every day if you can do it. I'm telling every manufacturer to do this. I've told Elegoo to do it. I've told Creality to do it. Now I'm telling you to do it as well. Give us what Anycubic have done with the resin exposure range finding function, but do it better, please. And you can refer to my comprehensive guide on resin 3D printing, which has a really thorough breakdown of the Anycubic RERF feature. And I even talk about how they can improve it. So just take what I talk about in that video, write it, and release it, and you will have just a brilliant feature that puts you ahead of the pack. Puts you on par. If you do it better than Anycubic, yeah, it puts you ahead of the pack. But at the moment, you are lagging behind, just like everyone else, Nova 3D, which, yeah. That's okay. You'll get there. You'll get there, right? You'll do it. You'll write it in, please. So let's start here at this default 2.5. That should be fine. Bottom layer count 5, no worries. Bottom exposure 30, sounds good. Lift height 6. Nope. A LCD and a build plate this big, I think 8 would be a good minimum here. Rest time, it's fine. Lift speed, fine. Anti-aliasing, fine. All good. Cancel. Oh, hang on. Save as. We're gonna call this. God, I can't remember the name. What's that resin, Pippin? What's the resin we're using today? Sunlu Toughness Gray, or is it EY? No, I think it's AY. Okay, saved. So now, yeah, here we go. Brilliant. Wait, it's saved as a group, not as the resin. That's fine. That's fine. Whatever. It'll work. Let's take my favorite test model, the little adhesion raft. There's a link to where you can get this file down below. It's free on Printables. And this is just... Oh, what? You can't Control-C, Control-V. Come on, that's the most basic thing. This is another thing that anyone who's writing their own custom slicer can do just to make their slicer good, is give it hotkeys, and specifically give it customizable hotkeys. For example, if I want to quickly, let's say, select the rotate tool, I might want to be able to hit something like R on my keyboard, or maybe M for move tool, or S for scale. But Control C and Control V, that should just be built in. Like, so no, that's annoying because now I got to come over here and use these controls. Thanks, Nova. Oh man, okay, here we go. So annoying. Alright, there we go. So that looks good. Let's print this. Why does that first... Oh yeah, that's fine. Alright, let's slice this, send it to the printer, and we will see... How do I do this? How do I slice it? Oh, right there, the massive button. Slice, yes. Slice. Just put it in my desktop. Let's call it Adhesion Rafts. Save. Cool. Tips, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so now let's go to the wireless management. Let's go... Well, first, let's test if we can drag this in. So let's drag it like that. Doesn't work. Okay. That could be something you could add to this to make it better. But let's try the upload file button, and then we'll choose that file. Also, that should just be integrated, right? Like, after you slice it, it should be like, hey, do you want to send this to the printer as an option, or do you want to save it as a file to your local PC? And then you could just choose to do that automatically, right? Like, that seems logical. Anyway, Nova Test, red, wax, Nova Test, octopus. We uploaded it. Where is it? F5 to refresh? No, of course not. What's going on? Oh, refresh button here. But we're not seeing it. Try again. Adhesionraft.cws. Refresh. Nope. Let's try closing this software completely. Yeah, still not seeing it show up here. That's not great. I mean, I'm definitely connected to it. What's going on? Maybe I should get up and check the printer. Nope, file is not on the printer either. So that is a malfunctioning Wi-Fi, I guess. So best option at this point is probably to do it the old-fashioned way and use an actual USB drive, which is fine. That is fine. Okay, so I checked the website to see if they have new firmware for this printer. Maybe it was like a bug that they've since fixed, but unfortunately, nope. So I guess Wi-Fi just doesn't work at all. But I haven't had any issue printing off of USB. I've confirmed that the build plate is level from factory, which is really cool to see. I then proceeded to print cones of calibration a bunch of times to figure out my optimal exposure time for this particular resin on this particular printer. That was annoying. I wish we had resin exposure range finding so we could just do all that in one print, but nope. 4 hours later. God damn. Thanks, Nova. After that was finally done, I then printed a full plate of models, and they've turned out beautiful. So, I'm going to wrap this video up here. We're going to do the models I'm printing, and the project that I'm doing with this particular printer will be a separate video that comes out a little bit later this month.
Hey, future me here. Just wanted to butt in and say, if you're thinking about buying this printer based off what you've seen so far in this video, please hold off until my next video, because I've discovered something about this printer that is absolutely terrible that you're going to want to know about, so do keep an eye out for the upcoming video on this printer.
Let me know what you thought of this. Was this, because I'm experimenting with different types of content right now. This was really fun for me to make. I hope this was fun for you to watch. And I think in this video, this is like the first time I've been able to really thoroughly give my thoughts and impressions on a 3D printer. Normally when writing a script for a video, you really gotta, like, at least in my experience, you're sort of writing to keep people interested, and you want to just hit the most important facts, and you don't want to dwell too long on any one thing, because you're very conscious of people's time. However, in this kind of format, that's not really a concern, at least from the production side, because you're probably just not watching this video if you see if you see a video that's an hour long about a 3D printer, first impressions or whatever, you're probably just not going to click on that. Not expecting a huge amount of views on this video, but I mean, for fans of the channel, if you guys enjoyed this, or if you're someone who's found this video as a result of researching if this is a printer you want to buy, please just take a moment here and leave a comment. Let me know what you thought. I'd like to now talk about my Patreon and Buy Me a Coffee and YouTube membership. They're all the same, really. It's a great way to help support it. It's the best way to support this channel, in fact, and there's a bunch of great perks that come with doing that. Number one, I think, is access to our Discord server. Our Discord server is so good. We've got phenomenal, intelligent, wonderful people in there. The best print support you're going to find on any Discord server. There's also a ton of behind-the-scenes videos, so if you like listening to me ramble and waffle on about 3D printing and miniatures, there is plenty of that behind the scenes from channel members. But also, we have a ton of STL files. There's a welcome pack with a bunch of really cool stuff in it, including my base pack, a couple of bits of terrain I designed, but also there is a bunch of STL files just for this month of February 2024, and I'm going to walk you through those now, because like this, it's insane. There's so many. Like, check this out. Okay, so from Artificer Mini, there's a ton of stuff. There's the Ogre Dragon Priest Retaliator. Look at this guy. Artificer Mini is such a talented... Everyone who contributed... By the way, all these files are donations from talented artists in the community. And I'm so grateful to all of these artists here. I think this is such a cool idea. But yeah, basically, from Artificer Mini, we have the Ogre Dragon Priest Retaliator, a Fireplace, the Vampire Night Lord, Carl Van Herman, Teju Jaguar, Lord of the Underground, the Rot Rodent Troglodyte, and Caius Praetorian. Now, what's super cool is all of these models come in both 75mm and 32mm. So for you painters, you're going to love the shit out of these, because you can print them nice and big and have a great time painting them, doing all your fancy NMM and smooth blends and everything else. And what's cool is the attention to detail here from Artificer Mini is excellent. You've got your Lychee files, so if you want to modify the supports at all, you can totally do that. And then you've got the STL files. You've also got the base files with no supports, so that's cool. Great stuff from Artificer Mini, and I have printed a couple of these now, and they print well, so really stoked to see that. Next up, from DM Stash, we have the Drow Soldiers, and they're so cool. Look at these. You got the Bowman, you got the pole arm lady, and then the dual-wielding swords lady. Just absolutely phenomenal sculpts. Really cool base, too. And again, these come in STL and LYS, which is fantastic, and they come in 32mm and 75mm as well. So again, for you painters, you're really going to enjoy these Drow Soldiers from DM Stash. From Imp 3D Sion, we actually have another 75mm model, and this one is so cool. Where's the... Look at that. Look at that. You're going to have a great time painting this up. This is such a nice model. In fact, I'm going to paint this model later this month for the next video, I think, because I love it. There's something about it. It's so nice. It looks like it'll be really fun to paint too, and like there's no tiny finicky details. Everything's really clearly defined. I think that's going to be an awesome model to paint. So I'm looking forward to that. So thank you Imp3D Sion for that. That's a great contribution to the Once in a Six Side membership STL files this month. Next up, we have from LV427 Designs a bunch of really cool terrain to print in FDM. This is from their Not Stromo collection. Here is one of those pieces. You can see there's like, lots of cool sci-fi detailing on these consoles on the walls and that sort of thing. So as you print out these different rooms, you sort of just lay them down next to each other like that. And then there are these doorways that you can drop in between them. Super cool little kit. And yeah, you can print these in FDM. They print without supports. It's really, really brilliant. And yeah, I love what LV427 has done with that kit. Super awesome. And I believe actually from LV427 there is also a discount code somewhere. Yeah, there's a discount code too. So if you want to buy more pieces for that kit, you totally can and get a discount for it. We also have from Moid the Griffin jet bikes. This is such an incredible kit, and Moid's attention to detail is unbelievable. Look at the amount of effort he goes into for his STL releases. This is nuts. He builds these beautiful PDF documents that tell you exactly how to put his models together, because Moid's models are a lot closer to your traditional modeling experience with lots of pieces that have to be assembled before you paint it. And that's cool. I mean, some people, I know this can be a really cathartic and enjoyable, almost meditative experience for some of you, I know. So it's cool that we have that here from Moid. Are you seeing this? Look at this document. This is incredible. Moid, the love and care that clearly goes into Moid's kits is just insane. So I'm very grateful to Moid for reaching out and being one of the donating contributors to the Once in a Six Side STL files for members. I'm blown away. Moid, you're amazing. Productions Diracia have donated a pirate crew. You get these 4 characters here, and you get them in different scales. So this is 30mm, this is, I believe, 15mm, and this is 6mm. So that's super, super cool. So I love that, and there's a special offer there for you if you want to pick up some more stuff from Productions Diracia. Next up, from Snowball Sculpts, an entire set of donkeys. This is crazy. It's donkeys in every configuration you could possibly want, with bases, without bases, with bags, without bags, and different poses and so on and so forth. Really, really cool. Super charming, very cute. However, I haven't printed these yet, but I would caution you against printing them in the state that they've been provided. I was having a look at these earlier, and the supports absolutely do not inspire confidence at all. I mean, look at the chin on this donkey. It's got one little support there, and these legs have just 3 supports each. That tail has just 1. This appears to be woefully under supported, so that's not great. But I don't know. I got some on the printer right now actually, so we will see if these donkeys print or not. I'm skeptical. In any case, it's great that they're there, and that might be a fun little exercise in doing your own supports if you fancy doing that sort of thing. Uh-oh. I see failed donkeys. Yeah, right there. There should be a donkey there. Next up, from Dungeons and Dreadnoughts, we actually have 2 kits of minis, and these are so freaking cool. Check this out. These are the Spring Heel Devastators, and my god, these are just so unbelievably cool. Straight out of Doom. Look at them. They're just amazing. Absolutely brilliant. And we also have the Steel Horn Shock Troopers. Also really bloody cool. So thank you, Dungeons and Dreadnoughts. Absolutely love these models. So cool. Next up, from Synergy Studio, we have an absolutely epic tank. Look at that thing. That's going to fit right into your games of Grimdark Future, or that other one, that other popular one. The name escapes me right now. This tank is just so cool, and it comes in Lychee files, it comes in STLs, unsupported and supported, and you got some renders here, which is really nice. But you know what else? You also get in the STL unsupported folder, there's going to be OIASS turret, the OIAS, Once in a Six Side turret files, and these are some modifications I made to the turret file so that they can print better in FDM. And these are a Once in a Six Side exclusive, so how cool is that? And I designed my own cannon too, so really, really chuffed about that. I think that turned out so great, and you can watch the video before this one to see what that looks like. And in addition to that, there's also the turret mecha. This thing's super cool. Look at that. Look at that. That looks like it'll be fun to paint. Love that. And these also look like they'd be really good bits to have just for like kit bashing, digital kit bashing and stuff. can never have enough mecha themed things in your STL bank. And then finally from Toadiote, who's since I think rebranded his store to be Toady Design on Cults 3D. We have this phenomenal rock pack. You can print this in FDM without supports. I did that on the last video. They look absolutely incredible. These renders don't do them justice. And yeah, so with this pack you get these 3 files, and then if you want, there's a great little discount code for you here, so you can go buy the full pack from Toady Designs. But yeah, I absolutely love these files so much. They look so good on a table. Alright, so that is all the files you get if you sign up as a member for Once in a Six Side on patreon.com, buymeacoffee.com, or by clicking that join button below this video. I'm so grateful to everyone who does. I hope you find I'm trying so hard to put as much value into that membership as I can, and equally trying to create as much value here on the channel publicly as I can. Hopefully producing more videos like this is the right way forward. I mean, I don't know, it's all experimentation at the end of the day. I'm trying not to be scared about trying new things. Like, I don't want to get locked into doing, you know, one, like last year I was doing like one video every couple months or so, and it was a big video and I was putting as much effort and blood, sweat and tears into it as possible, and like that's fine until it's not. So I'm very excited at the prospect of videos like this working out and being viable long term, because it's much more fun at the moment to produce content like this. So yeah, really keen to hear from you. Did you enjoy this? Was this something valuable? And keen to see you in the Discord as well if you do decide to become a member. I hope you do. I need the money. Alright. That's the end of this video. Thanks for watching. We will be back soon with something much more polished regarding the Nova 3D Whale 3 14K Resin 3D printer. It's going to be a fun video, I think. Alright. See you soon.